This One's Wife. Pressure mounts. Bye-bye titles. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. This One's Wife thought she was being clever, arranging for improbably named plastic-faced Weasley Lickspittle Lieutenant Obed Scobie to leak details smearing King Charles and the nemesis, Princess of Wales, suggesting that they are the royal racists, that they engaged in racist speculation about Archie's skin colour. Very few people have accepted that that's the case. Most people realise that conversations about what a baby will look like are part and parcel of what happens when a newborn is on the way. Furthermore, many people recognise that this is just the disingenuous behaviour of This One's Wife as she exhibits once more her envy towards Catherine, manifesting that narcissistic trait through the smearing that has occurred. It has caused substantial backlash, which of course is another collateral consequence demonstrating the way that This One's Wife does not think ahead with regard to much of what she does. Her narcissism drove her to ensure that this smearing by proxy took place without due regard for the collateral consequence, which is many people don't buy it, much of the media has criticised it, and therefore people have expressed their displeasure. But it has also gone further, as it has resulted in renewed pressure for the stripping of the titles. Despite her saying that she wasn't really interested in titles, once again demonstrating her hypocrisy, you know that the title is hugely important to This One's Wife. She wants it because it allows her to lord it over people. I've explained previously why narcissists like titles, the hierarchical aspect of it, making it easier for them to assert control over people and draw fuel from them and perhaps acquire some particular residual benefits. All of this can be done with greater ease utilising a title. She has always believed herself that she's a princess. Her father has embedded that notion in her mind. She's always believed that she would get there, and, having achieved a title, she will not let go of it. Naturally, showing her hypocrisy, she wants all the benefits of the title with none of the responsibilities. Typical behaviour of the narcissist, showing a sense of entitlement, but no actual accountability. She clings onto this title because it makes her feel special. Her narcissism utilises it to triangulate people with it. She regularly sends correspondence utilising that title. If she appears at an event, she wants to be known as the Duchess of Sussex. When she appears on a jumbotron at the ice hockey, she appears as the Duchess of Sussex, demonstrating to the world what a hypocrite she is. The title is essentially all she has. Remove that, what have you got? Well, you've got a mediocre actress who's moderately attractive, and that's it. Not an author, not a polymath, not a great speaker, not some demagogue, not an entertainer, not somebody with a brilliant sense of humour, not someone who is genuinely caring and compassionate, who has that right touch, the common touch with people. You're not left with much at all. You're just left with a woman whose main modus operandi was to dole out spicy poontang in order to compel control. Remove the title, and she's simply This One's Wife without a title. She's a nobody, a talent-free, charisma-free zone. And that's why this talentless individual must cling onto this title so much, because without it, she really is nothing. The threat of the loss of the title is a major issue for her. Now, it isn't the case that she goes around worrying about it each and every day, because it will only come up on her radar periodically. But when it does, it causes a huge threat to control because of the ramifications associated with it. Her narcissism will immediately cause her to either complain about the suggestion that it be removed, namely, this would just demonstrate once again what racists they are, evidencing her deluded mind as she immediately goes to that being the explanation for removing it, rather than it being linked to the fact that she's behaved atrociously, that her narcissism will tell her, it's your title, it belongs to you. Any attempt to remove it from you is further evidence of racist behaviour towards you. They're only doing it because you're a person of colour. Of course, everybody else knows that such steps are being taken because you don't do any work for the royal family, you don't live in the United Kingdom, you have nothing to do with Sussex, you spent most of your time throwing mud and taking potshots at the royal family, therefore explain to us why you should continue to have a title. Evidentially and logically, there's no basis for her doing so. But that wouldn't work with a narcissist, because her narcissism will invent some reason as to why she should be allowed to keep it, and how you suggesting that she lose it is indicative of your hatred and your racism. The pressure's mounting, as Richard Eden writes in the Mail Online. Harry and this one's wife should be stripped of their titles as Duke and Duchess of Sussex to prevent further damage to the monarchy. Writing in the latest edition of his Palace Confidential newsletter, the Daily Mail's diary editor says the Sussexes must have known their claims about royal racism would wreak havoc. Rishi Sunak's government should support efforts to remove the dukedom. He writes, they should strip Harry from his role as Councillor of State, which allows him to stand in for the King in some circumstances, and remove Harry and his children from the line of succession. In other words, there would be no royal connection whatsoever apart from the fact that Harry is a prince by birth. Taking such a step would be a cataclysmic outcome for this one's wife. Eden concludes that the existing state of affairs is an insult to the British people. The Duke of Sussex has this week challenged an existing government decision to strip him of his security when he and his family visit Britain. Yet that is not the only entitlement of which he and the Duchess of Sussex should be stripped, says Eden. The latest episode in the couple's shameful sojourn overseas has seen them fail to say a word since their most outspoken cheerleader, Omid Scobie, dragged the names of King Charles and the Princess of Wales through the mud. They were identified as the so-called racist royals who, according to Prince Harry and this one's wife, discussed the likely skin colour of their son, Prince Archie. As they clearly intended when they gave their explosive interview to Oprah Winfrey, Harry and this one's wife are doing huge damage to the monarchy. With their lurid claims of racism now given a new lease of life, they are likely to continue wreaking more havoc if firm action is not taken now. Eden says the government should back the parliamentary efforts of the Tory MP Bob Seeley, who, as revealed in the Mail on Sunday, is attempting to strip the Duke and Duchess of their titles. The titles were a wedding present from Queen Elizabeth when she thought they would be working members of the firm, continues Eden. Her Majesty would never have dreamed of giving them such titles now they are using them for commercial benefit in the United States. The Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, should explain to the King that the couple are damaging the monarchy. Harry should also be stripped of his role as Councillor of State. The idea of him standing in for the King is an insult to the British people, and he and his two children should lose their positions as 5th, 6th and 7th in the line of succession. Stern words from Richard Eden, but are those sentiments borne out amongst other people? Janie1806 tells us it's not right for the people of the UK to have this one's wife as a duchess when she has maligned the country and upset our late Queen and Prince Philip. Kenneth, is there a petition I can sign that calls for their titles to be taken away? Luna Mouse, not wanted here. Remove titles and take him and his kids off the line of succession. Bound for Zion, absolutely agree. Freddie 1962, agree, do it now. The clock is ticking, 100% agree with you. The sooner this is done, the better for the monarchy before any more damage is done. Skippy Lou, couldn't agree more. They crossed the line a long time ago. SPF 2007, 100%. Roll Me Over Romeo, The Royal Martyrs of Monty Shit Show. Jennifer Stillwater. Yes, indeed. Just a sample of the positive responses to the suggestion by Richard Eden that they be stripped of the title. It remains to be seen whether this happens, but when this manifests, it is a threat to this one's wife, because the removal of the title threatens her need for control, and therefore her narcissism will cause her, most likely when she learns of such suggestions as this, to complain about it to somebody by suggesting that these individuals are just driven by hate, rather than actually understanding that it's driven by her behaviour. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.